We have some big news.
Wow, this is, oh my gosh. Oh, this kills me.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
Crazy. Sactown Sports breaking news.
Jay, this is a killer for both of us, big fella. Adrian Wojnarowski just tweeted out, the Chicago Bulls are trading two-time all-defensive guard Alex Caruso to the Oklahoma City Thunder for guard Josh Giddey. Ouch. Ouch. That hurts.
That's all right.
That's twofold. That's two
twofold.
guys.
Oh,
That's all right. Did you say that's all right?
Missed out on a good player, dodged a bullet on the other. I'm okay.
I almost lied, but if I didn't have that, I almost cut your mic.
I know that's a
what?
Caruso.
Zach LaVine.
Huh?
As long as we get Zach LaVine.
Okay, so you're cool with Zach LaVine and no Caruso, because a lot of people are saying, well, if we could get LaVine and Caruso,
I know. I'm with you. I understand that. I never thought they're going to get both. That would have been great. But I'm also glad, like say, I know you guys wanted Giddey. I don't want any part of Josh Giddey. Well, that's interesting though. Forget what I think of it. That's an interesting deal.
Here's the issue with this trade though. This shows me the Bulls value Josh Giddey more than whatever we were offering. Right?
Well, another big part of it is
absolutely
they kept him. They're going to have to keep Caruso. And so part of it was getting out from what they were going to have to pay him down the road.
Huh? Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Well, if you keep Caruso, you have to re-up him.
Them little bit of Scrabble, like, and you're going to have to pay Giddey more than you're going to have to pay Caruso.
Right.
I don't think so.
What?
Let me look at Caruso's contract situation here. Let me get him.
It's a very friendly contract now, but his next one, he is going to be asking for a lot more. So when you look at that, you're going to say he's not making anything, and that's true.
The other part of this, though,
but this was their major asset.
Yes,
this was their highest asset.
There you go.
No, not Zach LaVine, not Vucevic. This was the guy they turned down multiple picks.
Maybe you guys are right, and maybe they're going to spin him off to the Kings as part of the bigger deal with involving LaVine.
Oof.
I don't know. Hopefully something else pops off, but let me see. Hold on here, Woj. The Bulls have been determined to find a playmaker to replace Lonzo Ball, and Giddey comes with an all-star potential that will unlikely be realized with the Thunder because of the play. Same thing me and Jay were talking about. When you got a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a Jalen Williams, you got all these guys, Giddey becomes, you don't get to see the full scope of his game.
He's a point guard, and he couldn't play point guard anymore.
The Bulls will offer him an opportunity to have the ball in his hands and so much more freedom to pass and score. This one hurts. This hurts. And my son just, of course, texted me with the same news that, wow, all it took to get Alex Caruso is Josh Giddey. Think about that, Whitey. That's what I'm talking about. That's what me and Jay are talking about. Like, we thought it might have to take some picks, a first rounder or something. It was just a young player. And
what would the Kings have that would have topped that deal?
That's what me and Jay are saying right now. We don't have the young assets to move to get. Like, if you're Chicago, you don't want aging veterans.
Right.
You want young guys with potential. We don't have that outside of Keegan Murray. And so that means to me, as I look at this kind of trade, we need to forget about Brandon Ingram. We need to forget about some of these big names. Like, to me, Zach LaVine still remains the most likely target because he's a distressed asset, the contract situation. But Alex Caruso, as great as he is, the Bulls wanted a first-round pick, or at the trade deadline, they were unwilling to part with this guy. Now they just trade him for Josh Giddey?
Straight up? Is there anything else?
Not yet. I haven't heard of anything.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you, the finances are a big part of that. But I agree with everything you're saying.
But why can't we do that then? Why couldn't we do that move?
Well, who do you trade? Who do you trade?
You don't have Josh Giddey.
We don't have Josh Giddey.
And you don't have Caruso. Like, you don't have, I mean, for both of those pieces, you don't have those guys. Like, as you said, Drapes and Woj, the way the Bulls see it, and I think the Bulls see it, and I truly believe most of the NBA sees what we see with Josh Giddey until somebody says differently. I think, OKC is one of those teams. He's a point forward guy. He needs the ball in his hand, like you talked about, Whitey. And to get the best out of him, I think he's a 20-8 type of guy, but he needs the ball. I think OKC, because SGA is one of the most, ball dominant guys. He fell off the back end, but I think the NBA sees this guy as a future all-star.
The Bulls certainly do.
Yeah.
I think you're exactly right. I think that's the key to the whole thing.
And so my thing is, and you might be right, Whitey, about the financials. Is a Josh Giddey straight up for Caruso more valuable for Chicago than HB? And well, first of all, you don't even have to give up HB, or you don't even have to give up Kevin Huerter because of the financials. We don't have anybody that in that range that could, and we could sweeten the pot with a first. That's what I'm worried about, is that maybe our assets aren't as good as we expect.
If Josh Giddey were already here, he would be one of your young core members that you can't really trade. With Oklahoma City, they have so many draft picks. It's like they have, he's now, we don't need him anymore because we have another guy who can do what he does. If he was on the Kings don't have that, where you have multiple guys who can accomplish the same things. They can pick and choose because OKC has all these young assets. They have just shelves of them.
Yeah, and I want to know from the fan base, because to me this is not good news for the Sacramento Kings, as far as I'm concerned, because we were talking 2 days ago. Who was our guy? Mike Morty or whatever that Matt Moore was saying.
What'd you call it?
Mike Morty. Matt Moore was saying the Kings were having talks with Chicago about LaVine and Caruso.
I know.
Not and Caruso. Now, a guy that I think we all like, tough, hard-nosed, he's gone. How does that make us feel? 916-339-1140. I want to hear from the fan base about this, Kings fans, because OKC is already rich, and now they're getting richer. Chicago is out there making moves. Monty got to make some moves here in the next week or two.
It has to happen a lot. That's when you have so many holes to fill, and you can't just be like that guy. Well, so do these other teams. Did you see today? I think I sent it to you guys. NBC Sports Chicago. They have an article about what the Bulls are doing. Do you see how many teams they've talked to about Zach LaVine?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, 15.
15.
15 different offers with a variety of teams. 15 different trades.
Wow.
So this could happen again. I agree with you. It's like, wow, that would have been nice. But, man, this offseason is going to be all right. Cross that one off.
See, but hold up here. Hold up, Whitey. Hold up. Because it sounds to me like you're saying Kings fans, should be prepared for a lot of heartbreak, meaning all our names that we're talking about, other teams might come in and steal them. Like there could be more of this going forward.
Right. So it's a matter of avoiding the heartbreak by looking at it clinically and not attaching yourself. I love this guy. This guy be great. Yeah, maybe, dude, but you know what? You might not get it.
Bro, I get it.
It's what you end up doing.
Ultimately, it's what you end up doing.
Yes.
Ultimately, it's what you end up doing. I'm 100%. But we just spent the last 4 months talking about who's our guy. Zach LaVine was my guy. Who was your guy? I forget. You changed a lot over Jeremy Grant.
Kuzma was the end, right?
Who was it?
Kuzma.
Kuzma. So if we don't get Kuzma, and Kuzma goes to Detroit or Orlando or something. Oh, man. Oh, well. No, I'm going to be upset about that. Everybody else is getting the guys we want.
My point is, and we all know this, you don't just get a guy. The Kings aren't going to get a guy because we all go, that guy'd be cool to be here. Why the Kings maybe have a run? They can make a run at him.
But here's my thing. We wanted Pascal Siakam. We wanted OG Anunoby. I'm tired of watching everybody else get the guys that we want. So when are we going to get the guys that everybody else wants?
What should we do then? There's nothing you can do.
Monty got to get it done.
Yes, he does.
He has to get it done.
You wanted to know how people are feeling Brandon Dietzman, it's like we're on a carousel. We have somebody saying Monty running it back again from Martin, who then sends a couple of skulls emojis.
Oh, the skull emojis. Jeez.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not of the belief that Monty's running it back again. It's way too soon to be talking like that. But it does upset me. Like the Caruso thing, I would have loved to have Alex Caruso here. And when Matt Moore talked about LaVine and Caruso, that's a jackpot. That's a win. Now one of those guys is off the table. Okay, it hurts, but you're right. There are plenty of other guys out there. But eventually, Whitey and Jay, I need a Woj bomb about us.
Right.
The Sacramento Kings get Zach LaVine or something.
And
like
you know this, but you ain't going to get it when all you're offering is the Corolla LE.
Oh, come on.
Basic package.
Basic package, baby.
Oh, my God.
That's the truth. You gotta be creative.
I will say this, though, fellas. I'm going to find a silver lining here. Hopefully follow me, fellas. If nothing else, we know the report because of 15 teams. We know the Kings were one of those 15.
Yep.
Because we just saw Caruso get flipped. So now we know at least Monty picked up the phone, did his due diligence, called about Zach, called about Caruso, and what Matt Moore is probably reporting is that's probably the package they wanted, and that's probably what they were looking for now that we know Caruso was actually, traded.
Yeah.
So I do find a little bit of solace in the fact that, okay, Monty at least picked up the phone, called the Bulls to try to get LaVine and Caruso. Probably.
Yeah, this is going to be brutal. This is going to be tough. We have to brush it off. It is mildly disappointing. And then, all right, next. That's just the way it's going to be this offseason. And by the way, I want to correct Jay because I said it wrong. And then you just repeated me. It's 15 deals the Bulls have been discussing. We don't know how many
15 teams,
but a lot of teams, multiple
deals.
teams. But they've been discussing at least 15 deals. So they've been talking to everybody about every possible permutation of a Zach LaVine trade. So Caruso and LaVine, that would have been great. Didn't get them. All right, next. Let's roll.
Oh, okay.
So I understand what you're saying.
We're allowed to be a little upset, right? Like I'm not. Thank you, Jay.
If you're upset by not getting Caruso, you're
no. I'm upset more about not getting Giddey.
Like this is Caruso and Giddey.
Okay.
So
you missed on two. I got you.
Oh man, the Docos Locos. Drapes is used to that Boston life. Sacramento is the real life version of we got Caruso at home. Like I'm not buying that though. The Docos Locos. This is the one thing when I came here and I said it, and I'm gonna say it again. We need to demand and expect excellence. I'm not talking just the fan base. I'm not just talking the ownership. I'm talking Mike Brown players, everybody. If you want to be champions, you know what? Go out there and get something done. How many times are we going to be bridesmaids? How many times are we going to watch other teams go for it, Whitey? We could have had Kristaps Porzingis for pennies on the dollar. How did Boston get him? How did Boston get Drew Holiday for a broken down Robert Williams and a malcontent and Malcolm Brogdon? When are we going to be the team that does something?
Now, to your point.
Right.
It better be now or else.
Something has to happen.
Have to close down the beam.
Let me ask you this real quick, too. Does this move make Oklahoma City better?
Yes.
All right, so this is one team that's even further ahead of us than okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm gonna start keeping track of that.
You agree, don't you?
Yes, but don't let New Orleans do something that makes them better. Denver, Lakers. If everybody else is making moves and we're just sitting at home chilling, not watching from the sidelines, that's not going to be a good thing.
True, you're right, but it's not going to be easy because prior management kind of left the cupboards a little dry for Monty.
Did they?
You can look it up.
I guess, but Monty's been on the job long enough now.
Fair enough.
He's been on. He got to get something done now.
Fair enough. We'll take a quick time and
right.
come back.
You got me fired up.
Today's news.
I'm with you, Jay.
Drapes and Jay are feeling like the Kings are already 0 for 2 this offseason. That and a look at the Lakers' new coach when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Save on rows and rows of new Honda